to talk to you about the red flags I ignored. This is part 2 of my story. Again, my name is Hilda. I am the creator and founder of Unbound, an advocacy space for healing through art and journaling for those who have suffered from emotional abuse at any point in their life. So I want to go over the first red flag that I ignored. So when we first got together, we moved in almost a month within knowing each other, and I paid the first deposit for the apartment, and we ended up moving in together. So when I paid the first deposit, I kind of knew something wasn't right, but he did help with a small thing, so I kind of brushed that aside and ignored it. Later on through our relationship, he did lose his job and didn't work for quite a while, and I guess that was another red flag. So a red flag that I normalized as love or protection was him catering to my daughter and for me at first. Even though he wasn't working, yes, he would take care of the house. He would cook, clean, but I would also pull my weight whenever I was off from work. And at first I thought, he was doing this for love, but until he started using it against me, he would tell me often that I was selfish for working extra hours, selfish for going to school and just thinking about myself and not the family, and then selfish if I ever asked for anything for myself. So in order to keep the peace, I often kept silent. I rather just wouldn't want to start any kind of argument at all because, I would end up losing and I would lose essentially. So I stopped asking for anything. I gave him and gave and hoped he'd change. I'd get him stuff, whatever he wanted, make sure that he was happy. But obviously that didn't make a difference. Some people did warn me, and I'll tell you that these were subtle warnings, but they did come from his immediate family. His family would say, I don't know why you let him treat you like this, or you're making us women look bad, when he would talk down to me or belittle me. So some of the lies that he told me, and this may be an extensive list, but some of the lies that he told me that I started to believe were that, one, I was a bad mom. I did work a lot, trying to maintain a household and my child and him, essentially. But whenever I would have to switch to a later shift or travel for work, he would say I was a bad mom for leaving my family behind. I know he would say that I never had time for my child, that I was selfish for loving my own family and wanting to spend time with my family and not with his family. He'd say that I'd end up homeless without him. He said I wouldn't be able to finish school without him too. He often mocked the way I spoke. He said that I sounded fake, that my laughs were fake, that I sounded uneducated, and that till now has really, still damaged me because I do struggle when I'm speaking in public. I stutter. I developed this stutter just because I'm extremely self-conscious of how I communicate. And it's something that I still have not been able to shake off. Before I was fine, and now I'm so self-conscious. And even if people say, no, you're doing fine, I still feel like, I'm being judged for some reason. He body shamed me. He called me fat, a hog sometimes, and no matter if I tried to lose weight or whatnot, I was never good enough. He would call me and F up most of the time, even for just breaking a cup or breaking a plate. He would say that why couldn't I get things right or do things right? And I eventually believed him. If I broke a cup, I stopped telling him. I would kind of just try to hide the evidence, and in hopes that he wouldn't find out. But he knew where everything was. He controlled where we put our shoes, where we put our clothes. He had the bedroom closet. My clothes was in the hallway closet because he just had a lot of stuff and he just needed more room. And I have to make that excuse, you know, oh no, my clothes is in the hallway because, you know, he just has a lot of stuff. One of the scenarios that I want to talk about is about, you know, being called a liar a lot. So if I would withhold information just because I didn't want to upset him, especially, you know, when you're with a narcissist and you upset somebody, they really, you know, blow up and they get really angry. So he would call me a liar because I would withhold information. One of the things that I withheld with him was my daughter and I were playing in the bedroom and we accidentally knocked over one of his action figures. And we got really scared, so we tried to glue it together. We tried our best to glue it together. We put it back on the shelf, and he noticed just a slight movement on it, and he got it, and he knew that it was broken. Obviously, I blamed myself. I told him that I had bumped into the shelf and broken, but later on, he found out it was my daughter, and he called me. He told me that I was a compulsive liar because I lied about that situation.